Jay Shetty said that one of the things he's currently struggling with is every single year when the year starts and he's making resolutions, part of his resolutions are kind of hoping for a person that is going to kind of like walk into his life and elevate his career. So you can imagine even the big Jay Shetty himself struggles with this too. Hello, my name is Gloria Malinzi. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, we're talking lessons learned in my 20s. Please ignore the fact that I'm wearing this jacket in the house right now. For some reason, it is extremely cold in here. I am not sure why. We are supposed to be in spring right now, but it is still very cold outside and inside the house today for some reason. So ignore and thank you. So today we're talking lessons learned in my 20s. Obviously, I am still in my 20s, about to turn 28 just in a couple of days. But I am still learning, like I'm sharing lessons that I've learned so far, and then of course, I'm gonna keep learning, I'm gonna keep growing. But the whole point of this channel is that things that I'm learning, it's a journey with me, right? I just want to share, and then hopefully it can help you, the person that is watching this video right now, and perhaps you can apply these lessons to your life as well. Okay, perfect. Let's not waste any time. Let's dive in. So number one, be comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? This is one of the major life lessons that I have learned this year, but even just a couple of years back, just being in my 20s. And it's just the idea that with anything massive, anything major that you want to achieve in your life, it's going to require some discomfort, right? It's going to require myself stepping out of my comfort zone, right? And so with anyone, like if you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to change careers, pivoting to a different direction, or you're trying to, get a promotion and, etc. All these things just require some discomfort to some capacity. And this is just inevitable, literally, right? When I was I started this channel a couple of years back in 2018, I believe. And I will be honest and say uploading that first video, I was extremely anxious. I felt like I was going to throw up. It was extremely scary for me, right? And even now, I decided to kind of get back to it, and it's not even as scary as it was before back then. So obviously it was that first step of just kind of putting myself out there that was extremely scary, extremely uncomfortable, and I was terrified, right? But I go through it. I'm good, I'm fine now, and I'm so happy to be doing this and recording every single week and uploading your videos every single week. It's rewarding, it's fulfilling right now. But for me to get here, it did require me first to go through that, uploading that first video, and the anxiety that came with that, right? And I don't consider myself to be an anxious person in general, but I did feel that day before uploading that first video, right? And so I remember as well, just before doing that, watching a lot of motivational videos, inspirational videos that would kind of push me to take that leap. And this was just a common theme amongst almost all the videos that I watched. And it's just the idea that a part of success is being uncomfortable. Basically success and discomfort go hand in hand. And for yourself as well, if you have anyone that you admire, anyone that you look up to, just know that they go through discomfort pretty regularly, pretty frequently. It's just part of life, right? And so for me, what I had to learn is that when I'm uncomfortable, doing something, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't do it, or that's not the signal for me not to proceed. That's just part of the process, right? And so as I'm doing this channel and any other thing that I'm going to try to pursue this year and beyond, I have just learned that discomfort is part of the journey and to just embrace it. And so a question that I would ask you is, would you rather stay comfortable and be where you are, or would you rather endure uncomfortability and gain success? This is up to you. We all are going to have to face this question at some point of our lives, but yeah, I would leave you with that. The next lesson is that people pleasing is unkind. I mean, I still struggle with this to this day, but what I've learned is that people pleasing is unkind. When you are, personally for me, when I used to, people please and say yes when I didn't want to say yes, going to things I didn't want to go to, I thought that I was being righteous and doing the right thing, But what I had to learn, the hard way is that actually it's just cruel, it's unkind. And for example, I have a birthday dinner coming up, right? And I invited a few people, a few of my friends. And for that birthday dinner, I would only want people that want to be there, right? Anyone who does not want to be there, I would not want them to be there, right? And so it's the same thing. So I can imagine even of myself, like in previous things, like wherever things that I'm going to that I didn't really want to go to, it's like you're choosing to say yes to that person, kind of like people pleasing, and then you're going there, you have negative energy, you have bad vibes kind of thing, right? And so I have learned that people pleasing and doing things when you don't want to do, saying yes when you don't want to say yes, is actually very unkind. It's actually cruel. And this is why I did the whole video before on how to speak up more for yourself and express how you feel, express your feelings, expressing your boundaries. I did a whole video about it because it's something that I'm learning up to this day, but I am actively trying to just be a better person and not to be that person that is kind of betraying myself and also betraying that other person who thinks I have good intentions, who thinks I am, saying yes when I really want to say yes, when I really want to say no kind of thing. And just do better, just be a better human being, right? I am learning to say no more often. I think there's a whole thing right now, even on Instagram and stuff, where just different like celebrities posting like this idea of just saying no more. And like no is a full sentence kind of thing. Saying no more is just good for your mental health. It's good for your time, it's good for your energy and all that good stuff. I love. I'm going to insert the clip in this video, but it's of Pastor Toure. He was on the Breakfast Club, and Charlemagne was asking him, about this idea of like, saying no and kind of like boundaries, like how to set boundaries properly, something similar to those lines. And I'll just insert the clip in this video. But everything that he said like really resonated with me, and I felt like it touched my heart to the core. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I relate to this so much, and I agreed with him 100%.
Let's talk about the power of no. And I like what you said earlier about, being a servant but taking time for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you are of service, it is okay to say no. You got to set your boundary. Why is the power of no so important?
Oh, no is everything. No is important because yes is expensive. Like when you when you say yes to something, you are committing your energy. You're committing your time, you're committing your availability. And what happens is if you give out these yeses, and it's easy to give out a yes, there's instant gratification, people love you, you're a people pleaser, there's no conflict or whatever. But what happens when you've given out so many yeses? And remember, you're a limited resource. You have limited amount of energy, limited amount of time. You're limited. So if you're giving out all your yeses all day, every day, when something that you prayed for, when something that you worked hard for, when an opportunity shows up, you're out of yeses. Because you spent, yes is currency. You spent all your currency on things that matter. So I think no is important. The only way that you're going to have enough yeses to win in life is if you give a healthy amount of no's.
There is a quote that I've seen a few times now, and it's basically saying that if it's not an enthusiastic yes, if it's not a hell yes, then it should be a no. Okay? And I am learning that every single day to just be better at that. And just not to betray myself. And so I'm learning to be honest with myself and to also be honest to those that are around me. The next lesson is to surrender, let go, and let God. Now, when I think of the word surrender, I automatically think of control and, just being that kind of like controlling person. And I don't consider myself to be a controlling person. But sometimes you being a controlling person can reveal itself in a number of different ways. And one of them is when things don't go your way, how do you react, right? And for me, what I've seen, like kind of a pattern in my life, is that sometimes, most of the time, and it's part of being human, when certain things don't go my way, or when certain things don't go exactly as I planned or exactly as I wanted for them to go, I get angry, I get frustrated, right? I get upset, or I get really sad about it. And that is unfortunately part of control as well. Or another thing is also when things don't go at a certain time, like if something doesn't happen at a certain time that I would like for it to happen, right? And with surrender, it's a little bit tricky for me, and I'm still navigating through that because obviously to some capacity you can't just take a back seat and just let life happen to you and just things to go whatever. A part of it is also kind of exerting effort and putting in the effort, taking the action towards the things that I would like to see happen, right? And so it's a balance between putting in the effort, making the right decisions, putting in the right action, and kind of like seeing the results from there, and being maybe happy, satisfied with those results. And the part of it is also kind of letting go and kind of let God like make things happen as well, right? So with this one, it's a little bit tricky, it's a little bit hard, but what I see, like most of the times I find that when I've done all that I could possibly do in a given situation and things are still not happening the way I would like for them to, I have just found myself reaching to the point of just surrendering and kind of like leaving it to God, and somehow, some way, the situation ends up working itself out, right? And yeah, so this is what I'm learning. I'm still learning this. I'm not sure if I'm there just yet, but it's just the idea of like knowing when to surrender and knowing when to kind of like exert your own effort to make certain things happen. And it's a balance that I'm trying to navigate. But I did want to mention this lesson because it is what I've found is that when I've done everything I can and I've surrendered, somehow, some way, whatever it is I was dealing with kind of sorts itself out. The next lesson is no one is coming to save you. This sounds like so harsh, but it's so true. Your life is 110% your responsibility. I think sometimes as women, we do have this idea of, Prince Charming coming along into our lives and kind of, making things happen for us, and all the dreams that we have, kind of, making them come true. But I remember just watching this TikTok, and the name of the TED Talk is actually No One Is Coming to Save You. And I don't know, I watched it a few years back, but for some reason that really resonated with me, and I will link the TED Talk below. But basically, it's just encouraging you to not come up with excuses and not wait and just, take a back seat and hope that somehow, someday, someone is going to come into your life and make these things happen for you, like your desires, your dreams, your passions, that, it just could happen one day where there's this person that will walk into your life and kind of make it happen for you. And being more the opposite of passive, right? And being intentional, being direct with your life choices, with your decisions, and know that you can just, get the help of the Holy Spirit, pray about certain things, and just get out there and get started. And if you struggle with getting started, then you need to watch the video that I uploaded about, getting started and starting to express your passions. It's just a video before this one, right? And you can just watch that video to get that motivation, get that inspiration to get started. But yes, no one is coming to save you. And it's crazy because I watched this interview that Jay Shetty did. I've mentioned this podcast before, but it's Diary of a CEO. It's here on YouTube. And Stephen asked Jay Shetty that what is one of the things that he's currently struggling with. And Jay Shetty said that one of the things he's currently struggling with is every single year when the year starts and he's making resolutions, part of his resolutions are kind of hoping for a person that is going to kind of like walk into his life and elevate his career. So wherever he is, like he's already right now very famous, right? But he says every year he feels as though someone will come into his life kind of like and help him out to, elevate his career and for him to reach the next level, right? So you can imagine even the big Jay Shetty himself struggles with this too, right? Hoping that there's this person that will come and, take things to the next level. So we all, maybe we have this thought at the back of our minds, and even in church, we also pray for destiny helpers, right? Destiny helpers, and basically, for a person to come and kind of help you out with your destiny, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But this should not make you not take any action and not do anything and just, hope that, this person will come and kind of like take the action for you and, motivate you and all that stuff. At the end of the day, you are the person that is going to have to believe in you. You first believe in you, and then whatever help that may come your way, by the help of God and whatnot will come. But I want you to just be an active participant in your own life, right? Be the action star in your own movie kind of thing. Okay? The next lesson is life is a journey and not a destination. So lessons I'm sharing today, I'm going to keep learning, right? Life's trials and tribulations, they're going to keep coming, right? I'll be honest with you guys and say that I actually just learned this year. And this is just me as a born again Christian when I was going through some things. So your girl has been going through some stuff, okay? Life is not rainbows and sunshine every single day. And with certain things that I'm going through right now, I'm going to open up about it in just a matter of time. I'm not ready to open up just yet, but I've been going through some stuff, like some really difficult stuff emotionally and for my mental health and everything else. And I'll be honest and say, like, because right now I'm born again and I sometimes have conversations with God and I'm asking him, like, sir, like, what is going on? I go to church, I quit drinking, I'm going like not only church on Sundays and holidays, I go like even for Bible studies, I'm going night prayers, I quit drinking, I'm a good person, obviously, and as much as I can, I'm trying to do the right thing. And so when certain things happen, I'm kind of like, what is going on here? Like, I feel like I don't deserve this kind of thing. And so what the Lord reminded me that, Gloria, I did not say that you're not going to have problems, or trials will not come into your life. I did not say that, but rather I am going to be with you. I am going to, kind of walk with you. And so this is a Bible verse that I kind of like go back to every now and then, and that's Psalm 23. It's really, really good. But basically just talks about, even when you walk through the darkest of valley, I will be there with you kind of thing, right? And so what I'm learning is that life is never going to be absent of problems and issues. Things are always going to come up, and what you want is just maybe to have like the tools, the techniques to kind of like deal with certain things without losing my faith, without sacrificing my integrity, without kind of dishonoring God, and just choose a really different path, right? But things are going to happen. I'm going to keep learning, and to just be kind of comfortable with that. Just back to the first point, being comfortable with the uncomfortable kind of thing. And yeah, if you have reached up to this point of the video, I am so thankful to you. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.